when I watched Caresha Please, when she was doing the interview. I don't think
we spoke about that.
No, when she was doing an interview with Saucy,
yep.
And she said, I was with Puff when the world was celebrating him.
Right.
I didn't experience whatever, And she's a young girl.
She's young. She is young.
She's a young girl, and she was dating a 53-year-old man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much manipulation could have been in that relationship?
Well, that,
But I don't know because I
don't know because I wasn't there.
Room.
Right. I watched the interview, and, to me, again, right, like, because that could be her truth, that she didn't see that side. I don't know. They were together. Who knows? But you said a 53-year-old man with a young woman, and there's a lot of grooming that happens in this industry. Not just men with dating women, but even some men who are grooming the younger male artists. I don't mean sexually, but I know those accusations are there as well. But like when you see the older artists like yoking up the younger artists, like, yeah, he with me. It's like, relax. But it's because they want to control. It's a control thing. They're trying to control the audience, the industry. Like, I want to make sure I'm the person that he looks up to and that he says is his inspiration. Like, I see a lot of that in the game. Like, I watch that, and I see a lot of, older artists who, they just a little too, I guess the word is like, they trying to groom, like, these younger artists.
I don't know if I'm following you there because, like,
there's a difference between influencing and grooming.
Yeah, so that's what helped me understand what you're trying to say.
There's a difference between influencing and grooming, right?
Because I think that the older generation of artists should be taking the younger generation under their wing.
100%.
And mentoring them and showing them the way and showing them right from wrong.
Right.
So, I don't understand that when you say grooming, to what degree and who you're referring to.
Right. I mean, I think we should table that, and so I can bring some examples.
Okay.
Because when I see it, I'm usually disgusted by it. But I'm also inspired when I see older artists, kind of like reaching out, helping, guiding younger artists through their career. That's not what I'm talking about. I see a lot of opportunist older artists, right, who will see a younger artist coming up and make that, like, you're about to be over here. Let me control you. And I think I can mirror that to the dating scene, right? When Diddy, look, we're talking about Diddy. I know when I see a Diddy, dating a Caresha, and I've had these conversations with people are like, oh, you love who you love, you're attracted. To me, that's too much of an age gap. I just feel that way. Women, there are older women who are dating younger men, right? But I'm the mother of daughters and a son. So I don't want my son coming out, at 21 years old with a 53-year-old woman. I'm going to be like, what the hell is she trying to do to my son?
Absolutely. I will feel that way too.
I have, those feelings on both sides, right? Like, whether it's male or female, what do you have in common with a 20-something-year-old woman if you're 53 with kids that same age? And that what your kids can't bring their friends around? I don't know. I think it's crazy. That's my definition of crazy, right there. Like, whether you're male or female, what are you doing with a child that could be your,
See,
so, and look, and I the maturity levels, right? Like, yeah, sometimes, I've seen relationships of like women who've dated men 15 years younger. He's mature, like. I don't want to make it seem like I'm always just against this, like, age gap. I'm not. But in that situation, especially someone who's so seasoned in their career, right? And then a young artist like her, she's so young and impressionable. That, to me, like, where's the compatibility there?
And she had a level of success that makes you feel like she's in your inner circle because she's had that same level of success as you,
Right.
So that's why when watching that interview, I kind of was like, yeah, what was the real nature of this situation? Like, y'all could have just really fucked with each other and been on that type of vibe. I get it, but it was like you weren't as accomplished as, it wasn't a regal relationship where, you know, you look at her and say, okay, she came in the game, she was successful, she understood his plight to success,
right,
et cetera, et cetera. So that's why, you know.
Well, it's very much giving sugar daddy, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say, but it's very much giving sugar daddy.
Right.
You know, so, and that's, I don't want to slight her. Like, I think what we were saying is like, she's young. Like, she's super young.
I would have loved to
young.
I would love to one day have that conversation with her. You know, I think that interview with Saucy Santana, it's her best friend.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
I think when all the clips came out, the internet was like, come on now.
Yeah.
We're not really going to get the real.
I just want to know, like, really?
Very produced, you know?
Yeah.
And it's cute and entertaining, and I watched it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not what we wanted to know, for real. Especially in light of all of the lawsuits and things that were happening, and she hadn't said nothing. Remember, they were supposed to have a reality show.
Yeah.
She had a reality show. They were filming. Production was going.
And Puff was in it?
I don't think he was in it, but I think he was referencing it. But where's the show?
I know their family had a reality show.
Where's the show? He had a show too.
His family
Where's
had
the
a show. Because I did, I want to say, an episode with the son for, I'm not
but
sure.
I knew the showrunner. The showrunner was working on the show. The show was staffed up.
Yeah, I don't remember if
His
it was,
show was staffed.
Yeah.
Caresha, her show was staffed, right? Through the production. Like, people were working on those shows. What happened to the show?
They can't release that. Come on.
No, they're not going to. But
They
nobody, they got a press release for everything. When they got a show, when they signing a deal, whatever. Where the press release at?
They're not.
What happened to the show?
They're not putting that show out.
I know they're not putting that show out. They can't.
Too much lawsuits. Too much.
They can't. It would be
can't.
crazy because now you know what. And if it's reality, now you really know what you're watching is not real. You know. So I mean, maybe they will put it out.
I just wish that his close circle of friends would have gotten him or encouraged him to get the help that he needed in those moments to be a better person, a better man. Because when I read these things, I'm just like, wow, like, I think you can, it's just like you can mourn for his legacy while holding him accountable.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because
for sure.
he's given so much to culture. And I just feel bad for these women who had to experience this level of trauma.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. And I wouldn't want that for anyone. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't want that for her,
Right.
my sisters, etc. And, you know, I think I've gotten to the point of just not reading it anymore because it really does make me sad.
Right.
You know, and if I ever got a chance to see him again, I will ask him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I will ask him if, you know, we ever had a chance to talk, like, you know, what, like, why?
Right.
Why? Why didn't you stop? At some point, you have to stop the behaviors.
Oh, gosh.
Because the only way to change the law of karma and the only way to say I'm sorry is by changed behavior. Not through your words. You know, not it shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's about owning who you are in that moment and changing the behaviors. And so many people benefited off the success of P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs Enterprise, whatever, that they didn't step in because they were all benefiting from the success that he had.